WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, X, and our website, www.wvtcdetroit.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit and the Community Bell Show with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner Edna Bell. Stay tuned for insightful information Detroiters will find valuable. Text a friend and tell them to watch with you for news you can use. And now, your host, Edna Bell.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Community Bell Show with former Wayne County Commissioner Edna Bell. I am current chair of the Wayne County Commission, Alisha Bell, and it is my honor to be with you all today, hosting this show in the absence of my mother. I am so happy to be able to say it's a beautiful day here in Detroit, a little cooler than usual. I think the high temperature is about 73 degrees today in this wonderful day in August, but we'll take it. Any day that we are above ground is a blessing, and we are surely happy to be here. I am happy today to have a wonderful guest with me talking about some wonderful things that we are doing on the Wayne County Commission. But let me first tell you a little bit about the Wayne County Commission for those of you who do not know. The Wayne County Commission in Wayne County is the largest county in the state of Michigan. Excuse me. Excuse me. In the state of Michigan. We have 1.8 million people in Wayne County and 15 commissioners. I am the chair of the commission, voted by my colleagues. And don't know why can't speak right now. But anyway, we're the largest county in the state of Michigan with 1.8 million people. And the commission is the legislative branch of county government. And today we have with us one of our dear employees, Ms. Cynthia Douglas, who's going to speak to us about something that I started about 4 years ago. It was the Wayne County Women's Commission, making sure that women across the county have a voice and issues that are important to them are elevated to us on the Wayne County Commission. So we are so happy to have Cynthia Douglas here. Cynthia, are you here?
I am. Hi. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for being here. And I don't know, something went down my voice.
Yes.
So we're going to push through it.
Yeah, we'll get through it.
So thank you for being here today. Yeah. You have such varied experiences in government. So I don't want to take you all the way back, but if you could please tell the audience about how you started in your career in government with the great Mayor of Detroit, Comm Young, and just take a few minutes to talk about that experience and what you learned under Mayor Young and how you performed part of your life to where you are now. Can you talk about that?
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me on the show today. This is a great honor to be with you. Yes, we work together, but this is a different environment for me, but I'm happy to be here. So I started working for the city of Detroit in 1982 and was there for a while. And then someone recommended me to work for Mayor Young. He said there was a position open. Actually, it was Fred Durhall, Sr., who referred me to work for, because I worked for Fred in neighborhood city halls, and he referred me, told me there was a job opening. And so I was like, really, I'm never going to get that position. But I did. I applied for the position. I was hired. And I worked for Mayor Young for 4 years. After he left office, I was executive assistant for him. We used to transcribe his tapes. We saw him in the office. He was just such a interesting person. He was nice. He was funny. And I really enjoyed my time with him. So then after he left office, of course, worked for Mayor Archer, who was the next mayor. I was only supposed to be there for a few months. However, he decided that he was going to keep me, which he did. I worked for him for both his terms. And I was assigned to Angela Brown Wilson as executive assistant. And then I moved up from there. So after Mayor Archer, there was Mayor Kirkpatrick. I was only there for a short period of time, maybe a month or two. But and then I moved on. Worked in private sector for a few years and applied to Wayne County. Again, someone referred me, Michael Turner referred me to work for Jewel Ware. She was looking for an executive assistant and applied for that, got the position, and worked for Jewel for a number of years. And then when she left her position of chair, I became the executive assistant for the commission. So here I am now, still executive assistant for the commission for 20 years. And It's been a great ride. Have enjoyed every moment of it. And that's it. That's the history in short.
That's a great history. You know, working for two dynamic mayors, who were very different, I'm sure, in their style and how they
Absolutely.
approached things. What can you say you learned from Mayor Young, and then what can you say you learned from Mayor Archer?
From Mayor Young, I learned to stand up for yourself, to not to back down for what is right. And I think that because when it came in position, there weren't a lot of Black directors and things like that, and he opened that door to have Black people to be in those positions which weren't held by us before. And I think he opened a lot of doors within the city of Detroit for Black people to advance. He didn't leave. I mean, it wasn't like he was leaving anybody behind. It wasn't like he was telling anybody else no, but he wanted to advance Black people's positions in director positions, in leadership. That's what I learned from him, being a leader, not backing down from things when you know what's right. Mayor Archer, patience.
Yeah.
He's a patient person. He worked hard as well. I mean, he worked both sides. He brought people in. Mayor Young had his time. He brought people in as well. But he just carried the torch, Mayor Archer did, from what the foundation was laid by Mayor Young. And he just advanced those visions that Mayor Young started off with and continued on. And it grew. And the city of Detroit is better off for both of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's great that you had a seat right there between the two of those mayors, working with them and getting to learn them, as well as how their philosophy for growing the city and how they wanted the city to become what they wanted the city to become. And I think where we are now in Detroit is based upon the foundation that both of those mayors put down, in the 80s, in the 90s. And now here we are now flourishing. But it's because of their leadership, their foundation, their vision.
Absolutely.
That we're here where we are now.
Absolutely.
A lot of people will say that, and that Mayor Young was the first person to say that he wanted the Riverwalk to be developed and the riverfront to be developed from bridge to bridge. And what that meant for those of you watching elsewhere, from the Belle Isle Bridge all the way down to the Ambassador Bridge. And the Ambassador Bridge is the bridge that connects Detroit to Windsor, Canada. And to have that development was his vision. And we have that now. And it's
we do.
To finally see the riverfront developed, where you can walk and bike and bring your family down. And now we're even going to have an extension of that with the new park.
Exactly. Behind the post office. Yeah.
Behind the post office. That will be opening in October. So that's going to be exciting to have the Ralph Wilson Park, and that's going to be a fabulous park. And just all of those things, I think that what we're doing now, what we're seeing now, was built on the foundation of Comm and Young and Edna Archer. So it's wonderful to be a part of all of that right now.
Yes, absolutely. It took a little while, but here it is. And
we're finally here.
If you haven't had a chance to walk the Riverwalk, you need to take that opportunity to do that. Bike it, rollerblade, whatever you want to do. But it's a fabulous Riverwalk.
Yes, it is family friendly. And so it's just an amazing time. And people, if they're not from here, they don't realize that right across the river there is Canada. They say, that's Canada, like right there.
Yeah, right there. You
right
can
there
almost touch it.
I know. So I'm just so pleased of all the things that how the city has grown.
Yeah.
And
I've seen it. I've been working downtown all my life.
Yeah.
And I've seen it where it was, where it went, and now what it's become. So I've seen the growth and the changes all through downtown. I can remember where some places were and point those out. And it's just really just interesting to see how everything has grown now, to become what it is now. So like you said, it was laid from the foundation of Comm and Young, and it's advanced to this point. So I'm happy to see it happen.
I know. I'm glad to be here too. More to come. Now, as what I'll call you, very involved in the community, you worked with the city, you worked for the county. I work for the county still.
Yes.
But other than working for the government, you are also active in several other organizations that people may not know about. One being the Grosse Pointe NAACP. You are
Yes.
past president of that organization.
Yep. I was
Tell me
past president.
about how that all came to be, because the Grosse Pointe NAACP has only been around for a few years. Is that correct?
Correct. I became president in 2015, and we established in the late 2014. And so it took, signatures. We had to get chartered, and it took signatures. Our first meeting to get those signatures, we had 250 members to show up. And so that just speaks to people wanting, the need for that branch there. And it continues. I was president from 2015 to 2022. And got to work with the school system there. We passed a couple of resolutions to support our young Black people who attended those schools, who felt the need to have, resolutions to support them in what they wanted to do. We still have racism, and we still have things that we need to work on. And those were some of the things that our Black students, since they are the minority out there were things that they felt that they needed to have done. We got a few things passed. There were issues that we worked on. I don't know if everybody remembers Jadonna Dingus, who had the flag flown in her neighbor's house. We supported her on that. As a matter of fact, we helped her get some legislation passed, for something like that to not happen again.
And that was the Confederate flag that was being flown next door to her. KKK.
Yeah, the KKK flag and the Confederate flag.
And the Confederate flag. And because of that, the legislation that was passed in Lansing at the State House is now for intimidation. Right. And how that now is an act of intimidation to have such a thing right next door to your African American neighbor, or whatever the case may be, a form of intimidation.
Exactly. And due to her hard work, and we supported her through that. But we did that working with the school board. As a matter of fact, I ran for school board twice and didn't make it, but it was a great experience to get to know the neighbors, to get to know the people there whose children attended school, and to get the support, because they wanted a change. They wanted something different. And we were happy to be a part of that as the branch, and I was happy to be a part of that as an individual. And so there were a number of things that we did. We hosted Ibram Kendi for over 250 students in the Grosse Pointe area and Detroit area, and Harper Woods and St. Clair Shores. And we hosted it. It was a free event. The students had a wonderful time. They still talk about it to this day. We hosted several Freedom Fund dinners. And it's just been, we also did a government's forum. So we brought together all the elected officials and public safety individuals out there, and we hosted monthly meetings to talk about the things that were happening there, and to see how we as the NAACP could support them in their efforts, and so that we could work together to make the community just open for everyone, and for everyone to live in a better life. So so that everyone can enjoy the area. So we did that for several years. It was very successful. So those were just some of the things that we did. And
what do you think your greatest accomplishment was? Because you were president for 8 years, 7 years?
Yeah, 7 years.
Because no one else wanted to be it. So you
I started off as secretary. Never thought I'd be the president, but here I am, But it was fascinating. I think our greatest accomplishment was bringing together the 250 students from across the area. There were some students who had never been to Grosse Pointe.
Wow.
And they sat by each other and they talked to each other. Black and white students talked to each other, all nationalities. They came together, they asked questions, they participated with each other. And they even asked, how can we as students make it better? What can we do? And they wanted to continue the conversation. And so we held several other workshops and things like that for students just to talk, to each other, because some of them have the same issues and they just want to work with each other. So
right.
yeah. So
Well, that was amazing to be able to bring those young people together to talk so that they can talk amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Because they probably had preconceived notions of the other. But when you get to know people as an individual,
Right.
those barriers come down and you can really kind of move forward with the agenda that's going to benefit everyone.
Absolutely. And Kendi, if people aren't familiar with him, he's an author. He wrote How to Be an Anti-Racist. He is similar to Dr. King. As a matter of fact, we had him come to speak on the anniversary that Dr. King spoke in Grosse Pointe. Dr. King spoke in Grosse Pointe just months before he was assassinated. He spoke March 16th in Grosse Pointe. He gave a speech, The Other America. If you haven't read that, I think that you should take an opportunity to do that too, because he speaks of things that are happening now. And, so that was great. So we brought Kendi in because he seems to be a modern day Martin Luther King Jr., the way he speaks and the way he talks. And he likes to talk to students and talk about the things that deal with racism. And so not on, on a level that everybody can understand and not to leave anybody out, but to be inclusive of everyone in this journey to become an anti-racist society.
Right.
It was very good because they asked him questions, he responded back, and then they talked among themselves, and it was just geared towards students. So no adults were allowed in the room except for like me and several other people, Kendi, the moderator. During that time, we also honored the person responsible for bringing him to Grosse Pointe, who was the secretary at the time, and she reached out to him and she got Dr. King to come to Grosse Pointe. And that's how he ended up getting there. Yeah.
Wow.
And the police chief had to sit on his lap.
I bet.
To keep from him being assassinated. But if you have the opportunity, the speech is online, the audio is online. In his own words, he was disrupted by someone who was protesting him. He invited the gentleman on the stage, let him have his time, and then he went on with his speech. But it's a great speech if you haven't had an opportunity to hear it.
Yeah, that's amazing because for those of you who are not in Michigan, Grosse Pointe is pretty different than Detroit. But actually in those days, in the 60s, the African American population in Detroit was not, was maybe 50%. So at the time when Dr. King came to Grosse Pointe demographics was 99% white. So for him to and very affluent, because that's where all the car makers, everyone that was involved in the automobile industry, they lived there and have these wonderful, beautiful mansions. So for him to go there and to speak, like I said, was amazing in of itself, and to deliver such an impassioned speech. That's something that we all can aspire to when we listen to it, aspire to be better because of what Dr. King spoke about throughout his lifetime. So I'm so glad that Kendi was able to come and speak to the young people and bring that era of King to them to understand how they can work together and how to, like I said, not be a racist, how to be anti-racist, which is something that not only our young people need to hear about, but our adults need to learn about that as well. So so from the mayor's office to Commission Chair Jewel Ware's office, talk about working with our dear late friend, Commissioner Jewel.
Gosh, she was a pistol, I tell you.
and all that you learned from working with
Oh
her.
my God. Yeah. Well, okay. But you know what? She was one of the hardest working people I had ever known. She cared about her seniors,
Yes.
and she was constantly in the community. She constantly went out to make sure that they were okay all the time. That was her passion, was her seniors.
Yes.
And she would raise money, through her nonprofit. She would raise money for the seniors. We used to have mittens and socks, which was one of her favorite events to host. And that was, she collected mittens and socks for school children, and she would distribute them amongst the schools so that our kids could be warm, because we have so many children who don't have the bare necessities to go to school. And so she felt that mittens and socks was an appropriate thing to do. And so she collected that. She also sponsored the seniors' trip to Idlewild. That's where I got my first experience with Idlewild.
Yes.
After hearing so much about it, had an opportunity to go there, and she would take the seniors for a day trip and just have many activities for them. They could go fishing, they could walk around. She would, give them breakfast and dinner, feed them. It was an amazing experience. But she cared about those seniors, and she worked hard. She worked hard, and her work ethic was, she showed up. She showed up, and like Coleman Young, if she didn't think something was right, she would fight for it. And she would fight until it was a compromise made and things got done. She was a pistol, and I miss her, and I'm just sorry that she's not here anymore.
But very untimely departure.
Absolutely.
But very she left a mark on everyone that she touched.
She did. She really did.
And she was our hardest working commissioner. As she stated, the chair of the commission for a time. When I came on, I had the pleasure of voting for her to be chair of the commission. And that was in 2003. Gosh, how time flies. 2003. It was my pleasure to cast a vote for her to become chair, and she was just amazing, and we just lost her too soon. But should we walk in her footsteps and try to follow along with that dedication to our community as she did? And she's always sorely missed every day.
You're carrying on that torch as well, because I see you out in the community. I see you working. I see you doing those things as well, and like you said, from her, you learned, you grew. I mean, she was an example of what it took to be, a community person. I first met, actually, Commissioner Ware, I first met her. We lived a few blocks away from each other.
Oh, wow.
I lived on Burns. She lived on Iroquois.
Right.
I remember her at one of the polling sites, and she was trying to encourage me to become a precinct delegate and things like that, which I did, because she can be very persuasive.
Yes, just a little bit.
I did for a period of time, but I had been used to that anyway, because under Coleman Young and under Mayor Archer, I was precinct delegate as well. So, I did that, and so that's where I first met her. I never thought I would be working for her again. Never thought I'd be working for Coleman Young, and here we are.
Right.
So I worked for her for a few years, and
but she recognized talent and all of the experience, the great experience that you have with working for the city of Detroit. It just was a natural to come over and bring your skills and talents over to the county commission, which is what you did. And even after she was no longer chair, for you to then elevate to the director of administration for the entire commission, which is fun times all the time.
Yes, absolutely. Can't ask for anything better.
We're working with 15 elected officials.
15 elected officials and staff.
Well, you make it look easy. You make it look easy.
Well, thank
Although
you.
I know it can be challenging at times. You make
Well,
it
thank
look
you. But you know, you as a leader I've learned patience from you, and to carry a big stick and walk softly.
right.
Softly.
All of that.
All of that. So, look, I keep learning and growing. It's still a process.
All of us are learning and growing. It's always a process, and it takes a little bit of all of us working together.
Yep, it does.
Growing and leaning on each other, and learning as we walk through this wonderful life.
Yes, absolutely.
So about 4 years ago, as I was trying to say before I got part of my throat, about 4 years ago, I was able to establish the Wayne County Women's Commission, and that was established. I brought it to the body, and the body voted on it, and it was a reason and a way for women in Wayne County to work together and then bring ideas to the Wayne County Commission so that we can make them policy, but also to make sure that we had a dynamic group of women doing things in the county on behalf of the commission. And each commissioner has one person that they select, and the chair selects 4 or 5.
Point of privilege for the chair, right?
I get to select 5. But it's been amazing to watch the Women's Commission grow and learn. Like with everything, when you're starting something new, there are growing pains as you kind of figure out what you're doing and how you're going to operate with all of these dynamic women. And there's a dynamic woman representing each commission district throughout the county. There are 43 communities in Wayne County. There are 15 commissioners. So there's someone from, as far as the Wyandotte Flat Rock area, all the way down to the Points over here on the west side of Detroit. So there are women all across our great county being represented on this Women's Commission. You were one of the first appointed members to the commission, and now you serve as the chair of the Wayne County Women's Commission. So talk to us about some of the great work that the Wayne County Women's Commission has been involved in over the last 4 years.
So, like you said, we went through some growing pains, but to come to where we are now is full circle. And along the way, we've had dynamic women to be a part of this commission. I was first appointed by Commissioner Tim Killeen, but then I since moved out of his district, and I had the honor of being appointed by you, ma'am, and have been serving on the commission since its inception. And it's been, again, another learning experience to watch us grow and to become what we're becoming now. And we're doing more fabulous things anyway. So this is my first year's chair. I was formerly the vice chair. And this is my first year's chair. And we have an annual event, which we are very proud of, which is the Resource Fair. And we've hosted that the first year after we became a commission. And it's a large event. We usually have about 200 people that attended and over 80 vendors that participate, anywhere from employment opportunities to healthcare to wellness to anything that you could think of. And we're continually growing and trying to reinvent the Resource Fair. So we have some surprises coming up for this upcoming Resource Fair as well. We usually held them at the Wayne County Community College on the Northwest campus. Last year, we moved it to Livonia area just so that we can spread the knowledge and get the resources to other parts of Wayne County. Like you said, we have 43 cities. And so we wanted to get that information to other parts of the county. We participate in the breast cancer walk in October. We also have a number of dynamic guest speakers that come to our meetings. We try to have someone each month just to bring some knowledge and some resources during our meetings as well. Our last one was Gail Perry Mason, and we attended Jab's Gym, which is a boxing gym in Eastern Market. And if you recall, that was the building that fell down, the side of the building. So
The
they
bricks fell down. Yep. I'm so glad that they were able to save the building and then save the businesses inside that building, because Jabs is an African American owned boxing gym, and I know Gail goes there religiously. And I forgot because I was going to come meet you all there, and
it was fun.
I know it was fun.
We had a good time, but we're going to schedule another one. So
good.
It's going to be for a cause this time. So whatever cause that Gail is coming up with, we're going to participate in that. But we had a wonderful time. It was a hard workout. I work out a lot. I was a former bodybuilder, so I'm not immune to hard exercise, but this was a little different for me. But it was
bags and
yes, I've never done that before, but it was a lot of fun, and I plan to go back again. So we do things like that. We have speakers that come in again, and we had a maternal health roundtable last year, and we also did a mental health roundtable as well. So we try to focus on things that are pertinent to women. Of course, we're the Wayne County Women's Commission. However, we're going to start incorporating some things for men, as women support men and men support women, especially in the maternal health field. It's not just about the woman, it's also about the men in their lives that have to support them through the issues and the circumstances that they deal with during crisis, when they're pregnant or going through it, or whatever the case is. There are men that are behind them. So we want to offer that support as well.
And to that point, really quick, the maternal health is very important to me as well. As a member of the National Association of Counties and the large urban county caucus of that, we took that issue on as an issue, and we were able to watch a movie that was produced by a woman that, speaking of men, it was how these men survived after, unfortunately, their loved one, the woman in their lives, had given birth, and unfortunately, due to a variety of different circumstances, passed away. And now the documentary was on the men and how they were living with the passing of their loved one, and then still raising an infant, and just all of what that looks like, and how a lot of the concerns that their woman had were ignored by doctors. And that's what we're seeing with the maternal mortalities in the African American community, especially because our numbers are so much higher than in the white community. So I'm so glad that the Wayne County Women's Commission was able to additionally highlight what we need to do as a community with birthing centers, with doulas, and all kinds of other ways that we can go through the childbirthing experience so that we have better outcomes. So thank you all for taking on that issue. And I think that's something that we continuously need to address so that it doesn't get forgotten.
Exactly. And women's health is such a vast area, not only with maternal health. And I remember the movie that you're talking about, Aftershock, and we showed that at during one of the event that we hosted as well. And hopefully we can do that again. We also participated with Mrs. Duggan, who hosted maternal health meetings, and we talked about that with health professionals and how can we go about to bring this further to the forefront. But with menopause, with maternal health, there's also other situations in terms of women's health that's come to the forefront as well. Menopause is another issue that women face and have been facing with no support. It's unfortunate that with all the health issues that women have, especially cervical cancer, breast cancer, those cancers that only deal with women, so we thought. Now with breast cancer, men are getting that as well. But then you have menopause, and menopause brings on another set of health issues, not just having sweats, like is so related to menopause, but you have other health issues related to that as well. But this all is involving your reproductive system, and other aspects of life. There's also the issues of fibroid tumors. Those are big issues as well. Whereas before, to have them removed, they did basically a C-section on you to remove those. And now medicine has advanced, thankfully, that you probably won't have to have that, or something less invasive.
Right, exactly.
So we're talking about other issues as well. Women talk about pelvic health. Some women can't go to the gynecologist because it's painful.
Right.
We don't realize that is a condition. And people overlook that and just think, oh, well, you just don't like it. No, it's not. It's painful. And we have to, someone told me one time, going to a gynecologist is like, you should be interviewing them. Ask them questions. Until you're comfortable with them. You should, if somebody is not listening to you, which is some of the things that happen in aftershock, and then there's another movie. Right. The doctors don't listen when you're saying I'm in pain, or this is happening, or whatever. If you're having issues and a doctor is not listening to you, or you feel like you're not being listened to,
get another doctor.
You don't have to stay there, and you have that choice. Women have a choice to be able to select someone that is going to listen to them and going to pay attention to what's going on, because in the long run, this is your body.
Yes, your body.
And you have to understand it, and you have to be able to communicate that to your doctor. So it's on you as well, to be able to relay that information, communicate that to the doctor, and feel comfortable enough to communicate that, So we're going to be talking about some of those other things. I know the Michigan Women's Commission has been hosting menopause workshops across the state. We want to partner with them to bring it further, to include some other things as well. So we're working on that. Also, we volunteered with Girl Scouts last year, I believe, doing mentorships for them, which was a great experience. And got to participate in some of their ceremonies. So we have a lot of things that's going on, and trust me, we're working on some more. So we're going to have a busy year this year, and I'm president up until 2027. So we have 2 years of planning, and we're going to bring some exciting things to you this year. And I'm just excited to be able to do that.
No, I'm excited about this as well, because again, this is growing, getting more involved. And I spoke to Council Member Calloway about the Wayne County Women's Commission, and she said, I want to do that for Detroit. So now the city of Detroit now has a women's commission. So I think that's a great opportunity to collaborate and do things together between the Michigan Commission, the Wayne County, and the City of Detroit Women's Commission, working together, because there's no shortage of issues that we need to address, and as many boots on the ground as we can have, participating in the breast walks, participating in the resource fairs, all the things that are relevant to our women is so very important. Even now, we have something that we're looking at with the county called with RX Kids, which is going to be where pregnant mothers can get additional funding during their pregnancy, even up until a year after their child is born. And that extra $500, no strings attached, $1,000, whatever the dollar amount is, will go a long way for diapers, for things that maybe WIC doesn't pay for, but it's all the things that you need when you have a newborn baby that you don't expect that you'll have, and all the things you need to do while you're pregnant. So that RX Kids partnership, I'm looking forward to that coming to the commission, so that we can really help improve the lives of some ladies across Wayne County. That's going to be so very important.
Yeah, we also are looking into the fact that there are women who can't get access to their doctors, or they can't get access to get food, or get access to get stuff for the baby.
Right.
So we're talking to other organizations that we might be able to partner with to come up with a solution for that. Because if you're on a bus, or something like that, and you got 2 kids and you're pregnant, that's rough for
It's
you, I'm
stressful.
sure.
Your
Yeah,
stress
it's
level is
right.
going up, and that's not good for the baby. Yes, all of that.
Exactly. So we're trying to look at organizations that we can probably partner with to come up with some solutions for that. Uber,
Mhm.
they deliver meals. Maybe an organization will be able to partner with them to do something, or one of those services like
Sure.
Uber, Lyft, or whatever. So yeah, so we're talking about those kinds of things as well. We want to make life is enjoyable for all of our citizens,
Yes. Yes.
especially for our underserved communities.
Mhm.
We want to be able to do that and support them in those efforts. So
And I
those
think
are just.
the
Mhm.
Women's Commission's done a wonderful job doing that, especially with the resource fair. Talk about what that is for people who know what a resource fair is. What did that look like?
So our resource fair again was attended by about 200 people, and we have about 80 vendors. So we provide resources for people if you're looking for a job. Say, for instance, if you're looking for skilled trades, we have representatives from the skilled trades industry talking about how you can get a job while working and going to school and getting paid for it
Mhm.
while you're going through your apprenticeship. I mean, you can't get any better than that, So,
Absolutely.
so we have
Learn while you learn.
learn
Yes.
while you learn,
Yes.
absolutely. And there are schools that offer that as well. The skilled trades, Schoolcraft College and Wayne County
Mhm.
Community College offers those. So we had the sheriff's department, other public safety from Wyandotte, from
Mhm.
Dearborn. They participated. They would give you information, talk to you, tell you what the qualifications were, what you need to do to be able to get those positions. We had hospitals that came out for jobs. We had Aretha Franklin Theater. They
Yes.
came out. They were looking for workers as well.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, they were hiring people on the spot.
Yes. Yes.
Doing interviews and hiring people. Where else can you go that you can do that? It's an all one stop shop. We
And
also
you get your blood pressure tested because I got my blood pressure
yeah,
tested.
we
So
had
we
health
provided
there
some
as
health
well, your blood
services.
pressure.
Mhm.
They took diabetes
Mhm.
tests. Where they prick your finger and that kind of thing. They did that. There were wellness for pregnant women. There were
Mhm.
resources there as well. Some of them were giving out onesies and things like that.
Mhm.
We had a lot of them were giving out a nice giveaways too.
Yes.
And you can get your health checked and your eyes checked. One year we gave away glasses, prescription glasses. We
Mhm.
gave those away. So I think we had about 100 and something people to participate in that. It was free. You come and
Yes.
get your eyes examined, and you
Mhm.
got your glasses right there on the spot. So
That
that
was
was another,
amazing.
yeah, that was,
And the great thing about this year having it at Schoolcraft College in Livonia, we provided bus service
yeah,
from Detroit. So if you couldn't get out there to Livonia, we provided a bus service to get you out there to get all those great resources and take you back to the city, which was a
right,
great service for those people who may not have transportation or
right,
so those types of things and the women's resource fairs what really gives back to the community as we look at what women need. They need
yeah,
jobs, they
exactly.
need health care, they need opportunity, they need resources that they can take back to their household and spread to their children and everyone in their household. So that's what that provided in that resource fair. They have been very well attended. People
Yes,
love them. And I
yes,
mean, we had a great time at WC3D. We had a great time in Livonia. I can't wait to see where we're going to be this year.
yeah. And we're considering maybe doing two. One, yeah,
Oh,
considering we're trying to work out all the details, but yeah, because people were, from the Wayne County Community College area and Livonia area, we were thinking about it. We're going to talk about it and see if we can do it. If not, we'll still have a big event like we do
mhm,
every year. So,
mhm.
and it's fun. Just come out and who knows what you'll find,
Yeah.
who knows what you'll find.
So many resources.
Yes,
And,
yes,
and I think that's like the big signature event
that
of the
is.
Women's Commission. But the other
Yes,
things are important too. The breast walk. I know you'll be
yes.
participating with that this year as well.
Yeah, we're going to be doing the breast walk, the American Cancer Society breast walk, the Strive walk, which is going to be at the Corner Stadium. This
Okay.
year, it's not going to be in Hart Plaza. It's going to be at the Corner Stadium.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to that. We're encouraging everybody to come out and support the Women's Commission, dressing your pink, as much pink as you can, boas, whatever. We just had a good time, and we do some giveaways during our walk as well. So come out and join us. You know, we want a big crowd. Yeah. So, and we're planning our own health walk as well, and that's going to be chaired by our very own Yvonne Cash. She is going to be planning a health walk, probably in Palmer Park, which is another forgotten jewel that we have within our city. So we're planning that as well. So look for information on that. So we got a couple of things in the hopper there. We're going to be bringing them forward, and we're just excited about the next 2 years of what we're going to be bringing to this community. Look for another maternal health. Workshop is going to be bigger this year. We're working on the mental health aspect, which is chaired by Latanya Gator. The maternal health is chaired by Melissa Dobb. So they have a lot of ideas that they want to put forward. So we're going to do those two things again this year as well. Because people are in a position now where they need as much support as they can get. So we're trying to,
especially with these uncertain times, with our nonprofits, losing funding, our Head Start program, which is so important for so many families, losing funding. We don't know what the free lunch is going to do with the state of Michigan because they haven't passed a budget yet. So there's just so many uncertainties that families are going through now. School started today, but we want to make sure that they get all of the resources that they need. And you are working with all those different organizations and making sure that women are involved, helping women. That's
helping women. Helping women. That's our main goal, is help women. So
let me thank you again, Miss Cynthia Douglas. This has been awesome. So much great information. It's been a great show. If people want to get in touch with the Women's Commission, how can they find you?
So our email is wcwc@waynecountymi.gov. We also have our own page on Wayne County.gov, and you'll find all our updates, all our events. We're updating our page now to include our events and our meeting dates and things like that. Our meetings are held on the second Thursdays of the month via Zoom, 12 p.m. And you can find the link on the Wayne County webpage. But that's how you can get in touch with us. So please join our meetings. Come on and have conversation with us, see what we're doing, and look for our happenings coming up. So
fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Miss Cynthia Douglas, for all your hard work, your leadership, and all that you've done in the community. You wear several hats over your life, and you got several more hats to wear, I'm sure.
Yes, absolutely. And I want to thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate you taking the time and inviting me on to be on this show. This was very exciting for me, and I really appreciate that.
Well, absolutely. I'm glad you had a platform to share all of the things that you're doing to our community. And we put the the www for WCWD on the site there. There is wcwc@waynecountymi.gov. Please join that website or visit that website so you can see all the great things that are going on. It's been a great conversation. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you as well. All right.
Thank you. Another wonderful, wonderful day on the Community Bell Show with Edna Bell. I'm Alisha Bell, her daughter, and I want to say thank you all for joining us this afternoon. We look forward to seeing you next week. Have a wonderful week. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for listening to Community Bell with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner, Edna Bell. This broadcast was brought to you by WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. If you've enjoyed this broadcast, tell a friend to tune in. We'll see you next Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern to the Community Bell Show, right here on WVTC Radio Detroit.
Hey, Detroit! The Detroit chapter of the Gospel Music Workshop of America. Women's choir is calling all gospel singing ladies. Join us as we prepare for another powerful concert on Sunday, October 19th at 4 p.m. This is a citywide call for 100 plus women who love to lift up the name of Jesus through song. Come, rehearse, connect, and sing with us. Rehearsals are happening at Craig Memorial Tabernacle, 14201 Puritan Avenue, Detroit. Evangelist Santa Rose is your choir coordinator, and Dr. Iris Taylor is the Detroit chapter chairperson. Let's make a joyful noise together. See you at rehearsal.
Listen, I'm here at Elmar's Furs. I need you to understand, if you can't get in the store, you can always shop online. And when you shop online, you want to make sure that you follow him on social media, on all social media. And if you're looking for the website, it's elmarfurs.com. Listen, Instagram, Facebook, we're looking for you. He's got sales, and he's got a payment option for you that's going to meet your very need. It's going to benefit you because you'll get in on the sales. So listen, make sure you come or visit us online, elmarfurs.com.
Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.